Welcome to the summary of Dev Blog 50, along with other juicy details about the Isle Evrima. Felipe, the lead programmer, provided an update on the game's development progress. While horde testing is ongoing and some fixes are being addressed, the main branch of game development is continuing as usual. This month, Felipe has been focused on completing some in-progress mechanics and cleaning up the codebase. This involves refactoring some code and data to make the addition of new dinosaurs or future abilities easier. In this context, the Rex's crush and throw abilities are almost complete from a coding perspective and have been sent to QA for the initial round of bug testing. The same applies to the migration patrols and mass migration mechanics, which will be included in a future horde test. Several core mechanics are also receiving their final updates. The pounce mechanic is being enhanced to be more interactive when latched onto targets, including the ability to dismount in all directions, avoiding forced jumps off ledges. Bucking will no longer be a random stamina battle, and some animals will have the ability to retaliate against whatever is latched onto them. Additionally, there are updates to the night vision feature, and a visual update for scent is being tested to make it less reliant on the user interface. Felipe ends the update by mentioning that more news will be coming soon. Ariel, programmer. A large part of the month was spent working on bug fixes and tracking down various crashes. We upgraded to a new version of Unreal Engine, which came with some changes under the hood, but in the end, we were able to figure them out without missing too much sleep. One of the more annoying bugs I dealt with this month was a small jitter that sometimes occurred when jumping into water. It doesn't sound like a big deal, but since this is a multiplayer game, there's an entire system in place to synchronize the player's location between the server and the client, making it tricky to handle. Ultimately, I felt great about resolving it. I made some extensions to our ability system that will be used by some of our upcoming playables. This extension is a convenient, reusable way to assign multiple actions to the same key and execute the appropriate one based on whether the key is tapped or held. Additionally, I worked on a new tool that the team can use to more easily compare dinosaurs at different growth stages, giving us an overview of all dinosaurs in a conveniently comparable format. This tool should significantly help with balancing and adding new playables to the existing ecosystem, ensuring they are consistent with what's already in place. I'm also working on some of the final tweaks for the Triceratops. We don't want to hold back the update for this, so we're planning to add the dinosaur to the Evrima branch in its relatively current state, as it's in a pretty solid spot right now. After finalizing other changes, we plan to add them as a smaller patch to better integrate the Triceratops into its intended gameplay and address any disconnects. Visual Tech 48, Environmental Artist. We've missed a month, haven't we? Well, I'm back to show you what I've been working on during that time, starting with the finished enclosures you've seen. This is the next step in large format buildings for human gameplay. The enclosure kit is complete and semi-modular, capable of supporting various standard doorways and unique connections to other structures or interior settings like the guts. Next up is an important gadget of the island surveillance that's been behind a few of our videos already: the trail camera. I've made two versions of this, one fully assembled and the other damaged, destroyed. I believe some of you may have found one that got stepped on by an Allosaurus. I was also tasked with creating our signature Dockyard Harbor Master. It features some very unique parts of the models, which, alongside our kit, was really fun to make. It will be featured in our dockyard soon and represents another step forward in our building features. I was responsible for making its shell and interior wall layout. Next up, which took a significant portion of my time, is the DTA, Dockyard Transportation Area. This massive building stands 90 millimeters wide and 58 millimeters long, not counting its exterior pillars. It's one of the largest buildings I've created, with partly custom exterior parts and the use of our kit for the floor plan. This enormous structure is intended to temporarily house various animals being moved to or from an island. Lastly, I've made numerous minor changes to our modular kit, such as adding trims, new wall types, textures, and more. Additionally, I've made a significant update to our small dockyard perimeter fences, which now have broken modular parts, allowing for more organic construction and full fence destruction. Wedge Sound Designer. This month, the audio for the Tyrannosaurus has been coming together more. I've been refining its calls, making further adjustments to get them just right, and they are progressing well. I've also worked extensively on finishing the sounds for the Tyrannosaurus suite, including its pain sounds and attack cues. I've added filler vocalizations, breaths, foley, and new sounds for its crush throw abilities and death vocalizations. There are several surprise additions to the Tyrannosaurus vocal suite that you'll hear soon. Additionally, I've made improvements to the attenuations used for vocals. The call attenuations have been enhanced, particularly in how vocals sound at a distance, with increased spatial processing and adjusted filter curves for a more natural sound. This should help in judging the distance of the sound source. I also fixed an issue where all vocal sounds had no sub-frequencies, even at close proximity, including the animal producing the sound. Lesser vocal sounds, such as idles and resting, are now much tighter. Breaths and some Foley sounds, e.g. gore when eating a corpse, have also been improved to help with stealth while hunting or being hunted and to reduce immersion-breaking distance issues. I designed a new set of sounds for the Herrerasaurus's pounce attack. These include an impactful landing sound to indicate a collision from height, thick hide tearing, and a gory squelch to complement its claws digging into its prey. The landing animation, previously removed, will be reintroduced, bringing back the vocal sound as it claims its prey. However, this will not be included in the upcoming patch. Finally, a significant portion of this month was dedicated to fixing numerous bugs that came with the engine update. The most notable fixes include changes to how frequently occurring sounds, e.g. footsteps, climbing, are managed in memory. Alterations to the waterfall sound setup, reducing the voice count and adjusting its attenuation behavior, not included in horde testing. Adding sounds to some animations that previously had none, such as galley nest management, Troodon being flung from a latched pounce, Dano opening a body, and Diablo running flip. Brian, animator. It's been a good month for locomotion. I've been working on completing more animations for the Maiasaura, which can now swim and graze. However, the main task currently is animating the Triceratops sparring. The Diabloceratops was just a test run, but the Triceratops is the real challenge. Triceratops is always tricky to animate for locomotion because they have a very unusual gait, something between an alligator and a horse. Kissin' Kitten, producer. Since I made a pretty hefty post last month, this one will be short and sweet. We've made improvements across the board in pretty much every department and are working on getting the next update out. In exchange for the brevity, here's some work-in-progress content. As always, and with everything in the game, this content is subject to change. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to our channel. Don't forget to hit the bell icon so you never miss an update. Leave a comment below with your thoughts or any questions you have, and share this video with your friends. See you in the next one.